Hey, what's up? This is Kevin from Kevin's Barbecue Joints, and in this episode of From Behind the Barbecue Front Lines, I get a chance to talk to Brandon Hurtado from Hurtado Barbecue. This is where we talk to people how they're doing during the pandemic, how it affected them, how they've changed, maybe get some tips and tricks if you have a restaurant as to what you can do. I'll try to make this intro short because if I make it too long, it'll be as long as the interview itself. There's a lot of great information. There's news on a lease that he signed for the place next door. His new hours, he is Wednesday through Sunday. It was 11 a.m. till sold out. Now on Saturday and Sunday, he's from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and doing breakfast tacos. So that's really cool. Brandon's such a great guy. He's very upbeat. He has a marketing company. He talks about that, and that kind of helps fuel the fire for the restaurant. And the restaurant is selling out and doing really well. And I'm really happy for him. So I just wanted to check in and see how he's doing and get the scoop on what's happening during the pandemic. And I can't thank him enough for taking the time, and congratulations on the birth of your baby girl. And the Kevin's Barbecue Joints podcast and YouTube show is brought to you by Centex Smokers. They're out of Luling, Texas. Great pit fabricator. They're at Centex Smokers on Instagram. That's Centex_smokers. CENTEX_SMOKERS. I could spell. So they're at Centex Smokers. Check them out. Also, Treaty Oak Distilling. They're at treatyoakdistilling.com, or their location in Dripping Springs, Texas. Again, that's treatyoakdistilling.com. I have a website at kevinsbbqjoints.com. Links to all my stuff. But at the end, I hope you guys are staying well. Enjoy this interview. Well, good morning, Brandon. How are you?
Doing great.
And let's I wasn't recording before. Let me make sure I'm recording it. Where are you going right now?
I am going to our restaurant to make sausage.
Okay. Any specific ones, or do you have specific sausages every day and then specials too?
So we've kind of transitioned to doing a monthly sausage or a sausage of the month. It just makes it a little bit easier for us to streamline what we're doing. But this month is an al pastor sausage, and it's got ground pork, cilantro, onions, pineapple. It's really kind of like an al pastor taco.
That's awesome. That's great. And how was the reception to that?
Really good. People seem to like it. It's a lot different than sausages that we've done in the past. Last month we did a brisket boudin sausage, and that was probably one of my favorites that we've done. Instead of using white rice, we used Mexican rice, and that was killer.
That's awesome. And that's something too that if people don't know a lot about, they could revisit your interview with me or other interviews you've done or online interviews. But you have a different take on Central Texas style barbecue. Can you describe that?
Yeah, so we put kind of a Tex-Mex spin on Central Texas style barbecue. There's a lot of guys out there that do a really good job of it. I think we were one of the first ones in Arlington to do that. But, I've come from a Hispanic family, and that's what inspired me to incorporate Tex-Mex with barbecue.
When we last talked, you were popping up. And were you popping up at the same place where your restaurant is now? Because you have a brick and mortar now, and it just opened this year, right?
Yeah, we were doing pop-ups at the restaurant during construction while we were remodeling the building that we were in. Prior to that, we were in a food truck at a different brewery. We kind of hopped around from brewery to brewery, and we landed on this spot. And during the remodel, the landlord allowed us to set up and do pop-ups on the patio. So that was really cool for him to do that.
Yeah, that's amazing. I remember reading something online how people felt like it was almost like a secret thing that they knew about, like it was in the know kind of thing. Did it seem like that a little bit?
Yeah, we had a lot of people that would come out and they're like, man, I feel like I'm at a backyard barbecue. This is really cool. I just feel like I'm hanging out with friends in my backyard. And I think we kind of still have that same vibe, even with the brick and mortar open. People come out, they wait in line, they have their beers, they're able to come through the line and just chop it up with, whoever's taking their order. And it's like a big party whenever they come through.
When did you officially open up?
So we opened the brick and mortar February 22nd of 2020 this year.
Yeah, just in case it's like 2022. If there is a 2022,
you never know.
let's hope.
We opened right before COVID started, so that there's a good way to put a timeline on it.
And how did that feel? Like, was there any inkling at all about COVID?
I think at that point it was more of like, oh, there's this virus going around in China, oh, that's crazy. Hope it stays over there. And then it was like, oh, it's spread to Europe and Middle East and Asia. And we're like, oh, okay, well, it's now it's in California, and there's confirmed cases in New York. So I don't think we've really thought that it was as big of a deal as it was until maybe March or April, and
Hmm.
that's when it was like, okay, this is serious, and it could impact all of us.
Did you have to shut down? Well, I mean, I think you probably did, right, for a little bit.
So we had to shut down indoor dining, but we never completely shut down. We always did curbside pickup or delivery.
Hmm.
So that never stopped. And we were actually a little bit busier once we transitioned to online orders only than prior to that, whenever we were doing just dine-in only. For some reason, we got busier.
Kind of makes sense. And barbecue in general is made. It works for to go. And
Yeah.
if people didn't have any options, and people at that time, especially here in Los Angeles and California, they were panicking, and people didn't know where to
Yeah.
get food. Like it just didn't. It was hard to even conceptualize what was happening, and people were panicking. So that kind of worked
But
out.
people
Maybe
got to
to your
eat,
benefit.
right?
Yeah, they have to eat, and especially barbecue. Yeah, exactly. Now,
Yeah.
did you have any trouble with suppliers and things?
Yeah, so that happened a couple months after COVID started. It was more so about not a shortage of beef, but a shortage of processing plants being open to
Mhm.
process beef, as you know. And that really sucked. I think that hit us more than anything else with COVID. We ended up having to go to different grocery stores and things like that to try and find uh, brisket and ground beef, stuff like that. And it was just really difficult. I mean, at one point I was going to 15 to 18 grocery stores a day because they all had
Wow.
limits on brisket. And I would take a couple of our employees with us and give them cash, and we'd all go through the lines separately.
Oh, that's so
It was
crazy.
horrible. It was like we didn't know where our briskets were going to come from the next day. We just knew that we needed to have meat.
How amazing is that? And things have normalized, right?
Yeah, thank God. Things have normalized quite a bit.
You probably wouldn't be talking to me right now if they did it.
We're pretty much locked in with everything. We've got a really nice workflow. Now the hard part is finding staff. A lot
Wow.
of people have been on unemployment. A lot of people are making more money on unemployment than they were prior to being on unemployment.
Yeah, I know
With
people like
the
that too.
so I think that's about run out, and I'm hoping within the next few weeks it'll be a little bit easier to source employees. But we've reached out to a lot of people that we know in the industry, and if there's anyone looking for work, we've kind of been able to find some really good people. We have a really strong team right now.
Well, so if there's someone that's watching this, chances are the people that need a job aren't watching this, but someone might know somebody that's what like that needs a
Yeah,
job, so that would be an option if you still are
yeah,
hiring. Yeah.
we are. So we're still hiring in the front of house. I feel like we're always hiring in front of house, but we have a really strong pit crew right now. Some of the guys have been with us for years. Manny and Chris, they've been here for a while since we
Wow.
started out in the food truck. And then we have another guy Damon, that works for us. He came from another barbecue restaurant that's really well known, and he's just kind of found his home here.
That's
So
cool.
we're really excited about the pit crew that we have. They work really hard. I mean, it is very laborious, long hours, but they love what they do. So I think that makes a difference.
That's really nice. That's nice to have. That's amazing. So let's talk
Yeah.
about the restaurant itself. What the hours are you? Wednesday through Sunday? Is that what you are?
Wednesday through Sunday from 11 a.m. until sold out. We are working on expanding our hours. So I don't know if you know this, but I just signed a lease on the building next door to the restaurant,
I know that.
literally just across the patio from us. And it was more of a move for us to have the entire patio that's just to the east of
Ah,
our restaurant. Otherwise, we were going to have to split it down the middle and share the patio with someone else. So I signed a lease on that building, and I'm planning on opening a bar there at some point this year.
that's so cool.
And it's going to be kind of a bar and taco lounge. So once we sell out for lunch at Hurtado Barbecue, we're going to turn it into a taqueria and serve street tacos until midnight.
Oh, that's so nice.
So that's going to be really cool. We're still working out the kinks on that, but we've done a few taco night pop-ups, if you will, and it's gone really well.
Wow. So right now, is it 25% capacity for seating inside?
50%.
50%. Okay.
Yeah. However, the majority of our customers choose to sit on the patio, which we have a massive patio with like 18 picnic tables, and they're all
Oh, that's so
spaced
perfect.
very well apart. So that makes it really nice on the weekends, especially.
What time are you selling out generally?
It varies from day to day. During the week is a little bit slower. We'll usually go 3 to 4 o'clock during the week. On the weekends, and it's a crapshoot. Some weekends we're selling out by 1:30, and we're only open for a couple of hours. We're making a ton of food though. Don't get me wrong. Like, we don't want to sell out of food.
You're not orchestrating a sellout like.
No, we're not. And a lot of people are like,
you
"Oh, you're only making so many briskets, so you can sell out every day." And I'm like, "No, we only have so many warmers to keep food hot, and we only have so much capacity from our electrical panel to be able to hold so many warmers."
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so each one is on its own dedicated circuit. So you can only have so many warmers unless we go out and add more, circuits to our electrical panel.
Kind of nuts.
But yeah, it's not because we don't want to make enough food, but we're really grateful that we have enough customers coming out to sell us out on the weekends.
Wow, that is so nice. So it seems like things are really good for you right now, and it seems if you're getting signing a lease on a new place, how do you feel?
I feel very fortunate and grateful for our customers and also for our employees to help us make it through COVID, and just to have the success that we have right now. I don't feel by any means like, oh, we've made it. We struggle, and there's a lot of growing pains with owning a small business.
For sure.
But at the same time, we're a lot better off than a lot of places that had to close down or weren't able to keep up whenever all of this started. So very fortunate and grateful.
I'm just happy for you. I'm happy that we're having this conversation because, when things were hitting, and they were hitting a little sooner in Los Angeles than they were for you guys, but I was, skeptical about everything. I didn't know if I'd be having these conversations with people, and it was very worrisome. So it's nice to see your face. It's nice to see that you are rolling and that people are coming out to support you, which is important. Do your menu really quick. If people don't know, is there anything specific to your menu that you want to discuss so people understand what you're serving?
So again, our menu is focused on Tex-Mex barbecue. So from the rub that we use on our meats, all of our proteins, to the sides that we produce every day from scratch, everything has a little bit of Tex-Mex inspiration. Our sides we have completely revamped, so I'm really happy where all of that's at. We have hatch chili mac and cheese. We have spicy charro beans that we make every day, smoked street corn, and then we also have a Serrano lime coleslaw that we make. And I really think that the sides have come a long way from where we were when we started. And for me personally, it's always about not being complacent or satisfied, but always trying to improve what we're doing. And I feel like we've done a really good job of that.
For ordering online, can you order, and is there a separate, a to-go line for online orders, or is it just you queue up in line and pick up your to-go?
Yeah, so it's also not our goal for people to have to wait in line for 2 or 3 hours. So we did set up online ordering where you can go to hurtadobbq.com. You can select the day that you want to pick up your order and the time that you want to pick it up at. And then you prepay, and you literally come through the side door, tell the cashier that you want to pick up your order, or you can just call us over the phone and we'll bring it out to your vehicle.
Oh, perfect.
You don't even have to get out of the car. So we still are offering curbside pickup. That's a really just easy process. If you don't feel comfortable getting out yet and dining in, we completely understand. So we're trying to accommodate everybody.
That's awesome. So how many days in advance can you order? 2 or 3?
Just the day before.
Oh, the day
if you
before,
order by midnight for the following day, you're good to go.
Perfect. Yeah, and that's generally when someone's not ordering 2 weeks in advance, I don't think.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And so will you keep the online ordering after this is all over? I would imagine it could be part of your business, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's something that is a good option for people who don't want to wait in line, and it's good for us because we kind of go into the day knowing what to expect. So we're definitely going to adopt that long term.
Yeah, no, it's a great business model. I think if you can sustain that, I think it's perfect. Now, is your restaurant in a complex, or so? Is it called something?
So the development that our restaurant lies in is called Urban Union.
Urban Union.
And that is everything along Front Street in downtown Arlington. So there's several different restaurants. There's a brewery called Legal Draft Brewing. It's just a really up-and-coming, cool place to be in. There's an axe-throwing place walking distance from us. So
Nice.
you can literally come to downtown Arlington, throw axes, eat barbecue for lunch, and then go to a brewery for a Sunday fun day, like
Uh,
all in the same area.
Sounds perfect. And then eventually go to your bar and have street tacos too.
And then go get street tacos at night.
And then you go to sleep and you've had a great
Then you
day.
go to sleep. Yeah. And we got a
yeah.
hotel down the street if you don't want to go home. So
Oh, that's perfect. You just live there for a couple of weeks, and then you go back
there you go.
to where your real world is. That's awesome. Well, thank you, Brandon, for taking the time, and thank you for doing what you're doing. And I've only heard great things, and we've talked before, and I'm excited to visit you once this fog lifts. And it's like I was actually able to break free in February, and then I had to I have to keep my mom safe. It's not something that it's a weird time. We're still like things are just opening up to 25%. Hair salons and barbershops, but and gyms maybe, but restaurants aren't even dining here yet.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah, it's weird everywhere. It's a little bit different, but once like you said, the fog lifts, we'd love to have you out here and bring some of your buddies from California who we're friends with, and we'll have to just have a big party.
Yeah, there's a number of us that want to come, so that would be a lot of fun. And when do you think, if your mind can even go there, when would the bar across the way open? At the end of this year, possibly?
Hoping for the end of this year. More important than that is doing it in a responsible and safe manner. So I'm not in any hurry to open the bar.
But it's nice to have that patio. That's awesome. Well, congratulations on that. Congratulations on all the success. Do you still have your marketing firm too?
The whole way that I'm able to do barbecue is because I own a marketing agency called Anchor. It's literally from the barbecue restaurant. I could throw a football and hit it.
Wow.
So that's been really cool. I feel like gives us an advantage in terms of getting in front of people and getting our food out there. And it's really helped us kind of grow rapidly over the last 6 to 8 months, just knowing how to use social media to our advantage. So Anchor Agency is still growing. It's doing really well. We have a whole staff there that services several clients across the United States. And we don't even work with restaurants, which is kind of funny.
I was going to ask, but you don't.
We have no food and beverage clients, to be honest. They're mostly business to business, manufacturing companies, auto finance. That's kind of the space that we stay in. But just having that background, I feel like has been really good for me. So I don't have to outsource our marketing.
And it's anchoragency.com, right?
It is anchoragency.com. The biggest blessing, I was able to hire my brother full-time, and he went to TCU. He was a math major. He worked for another ad agency, and I was like, hey, I need your help. I am opening a restaurant. I can't do both at the same time. I'm about to have a baby. My fiance Hannah and I are about to have a baby girl in a couple weeks.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
I was like, I need your help. And my brother came over, and he's completely just kind of turned things with the marketing agency, and super grateful for that. So
that's perfect. That's really great. That's nice to have that, and it helps to make sure that your dreams can stay alive with the barbecue joint.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, cool. Well, have a great day. Have a great day. Thanks, and Kevin. A great week. And nice talking to you.
Appreciate it, buddy.
See ya. Good to see you.
Bye.